Welcome everyone to the Red Pill Chauvinist Show. I am your braggadocious yet very humble host, the Red Pill Chauvinist. Thank you for taking the time to ride with me. Leave all the BS in the trunk and just bring logic with you. This is a variety show that deals with topics like dating, spirituality, traveling, and much more. I'll be doing interviews with special guests from various walks of life, in addition to freestyling rants, discussing my opinions, and dropping red pills. Remember the red pill mindset is not believing in society's narrative and finding your own answers. Come take this ride with me.
So you there, Alfie?
Yo.
I said, mindful attraction getting this grown man gang, grabbing them by their throats and shit.
Yo, y'all can hear me now?
Yeah.
All right, boom. Great. Let me know when you want me to go in.
Get your shit off, man. You just coming in.
Yeah, no doubt. I was listening to what everybody was saying. I kind of agree with what everyone was saying. The first person to speak, when they was talking about how they're being very commanding when they're talking to women, they're not necessarily asking for the number, they're demanding the number. Like I myself, like the other gentleman said, like the way I used to get numbers was same thing. I would have my phone already ready on the contact, and I would tell the woman, yo, put your number down here, or we need to finish this conversation, put your number down. And if I'm in the club or whatever, I used to give a chick my phone, like, yo, I wouldn't even say nothing. I would just hand her my phone, like, boom, like you already know what it is. Walk away, go talk to a couple other chicks, come to my peoples, or go grab a drink. By the time I come back, she done got her name in there, her phone number, her address, her social security, and all that stuff. So besides that, yeah, man, you just gotta be very direct, very demanding, man. Like back in the days, they used to call me blunt, but that's a very a crude term. So my friends call me sincere because I'm a type of person. It's hard for me to throw sugar onto my words, man. I mean, I do it now because, you know, I gotta, you know, move through society. But me, my personal self, who I am in my personal life, I'm a no nonsense type of person. Chicks see that and they appreciate that, because a lot of dudes out here nowadays that get walked on, I get walked over, do whatever they want or do whatever they can to get the pussy, scared to be themselves. I got to a point where I realized, well, I already knew, like my OG taught me, you got to start a relationship the way you want it to end. So with that being said, I had the mindset that I'm going to be 100% myself at the beginning, all the way through. I'm not going to be the nice guy in the beginning. I'm not going to be a gentleman and try to cater to your feelings. Like, I need you to want me for who I am, because I'm not about to build an avatar and an ambassador and try to play that ambassador or whatever for the whole type of relationship. So that's what I got to say so far.
That's what you had to say now. Excuse me, it's smoke in my mouth. Fuck.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because but tell them about who you are in your channel, because we already did that. You missed that. You just hopped on talking shit. They're like,
no doubt. My bad. Listen. This is the Red Pill Chauvinist. I am your braggadocious yet very humble host. Straight out of Long Island, New York. I consider myself the Red Pill Chauvinist after reading the mother of all red pills, The Manipulated Man by Esther Villar. I don't know if you ever heard of that, but after reading that book, I had so many thoughts, ideas, and feelings about the way society was and the way women were and dating and all that. But anytime I would speak on it, people would look at me like I had three heads. It wasn't until I started, watching like Afi King, Lucario, Mr. Lucario, so on and so forth, Black Ram, that it became refreshing to hear the things that they were saying, because the people around me, the family around me, weren't speaking the same way that I was speaking or talking the way I was talking. So after reading the book and talking to my younger nephew, my younger brother, my little cousin, she's like 22. She was like, you know what? Because I used to always drop these gems on them. They were like, you know what, yo, you need to start your own YouTube channel. And understand, I'm a very, very private person. Like, I'm not out there in the world and the lights and cameras and all that. Like, I'm very in the cut. But this is something that's been told to me since I was maybe like 13 years old. I've had girls tell me like, you need your own show. And this is before the internet or anything like that. So when my cousin said that to me, it's almost like I had a flashback of all those times women or dudes just told me like, yo, you need your own show, man. Shit you be saying, people need to hear this. So boom, I just started the channel. Like I said, even till today, I just do it. I do it just for the fun of it. Like, I'm not looking for no bread right now. I'm just dropping gems. If anybody likes what I have to say, then, you know, good for them. If they could take it and become a better person, if they can flush out the blue pill out their system, like, that's who I feel like I am as the red pill chauvinist. Like I've stated before, I'm not a dating coach. I'm not really any type of coach. I really don't even like any titles. What I like to see myself is as a person who wakes people up. That's why I decided to use the name Red Pill. You know what the Red Pill is from the Matrix, and the chauvinist is a cheerleader. So I'm a cheerleader for the Red Pill mindset, which I read from the coach Red Pill is basically you stay away from society's narrative. You stray away from society's narrative, and you try to find your own answers. And that's the type of personality that I have. Like, I don't just go with whatever the TV tells me, whatever music tells me, whatever the news tells me. Like, I think logically, I think with reason. I put my emotions to the side like a man should, and I move accordingly. So basically, that's what it is.
I'm right here.
All right, no doubt. All right, no doubt. So yes, so that's me, man. Red Pill chauvinist.
Well said, man. And you on the clock getting money while you're doing this. See the purpose. See what the purpose does, man. So
absolutely.
Let's play a game, man, because I know all y'all individually, right? So at the same time, y'all get to know each other. At the same time, y'all can get to know each other better, and the audience gonna hear it too. So
absolutely.
Man, Jehovah, shoot my man Mindful Attraction the question. Gray beard, show, you feel me? Do it like that. Whip this shit off.
All right, who you want me to ask the question to?
Ask the Gray Beard Chronicles.
Gray Beard Chronicles. All right,
Adam.
What would you say? What would you say was the turning point? I mean, because I believe we all at one point in our life had a little blue pill or simping us, correct? Do we agree with that?
Yeah, to an extent, yeah.
To an extent. So at what point, or what was it, Gray Beard, that made you fully immersed in the red pill mindset?
That's a good question. I haven't really talked about it.
Real quick, would you rather him call you Lawrence D. Adams, or you want him to stick with the Gray Beard? I'm talking shit. Don't mind my humor.
It's Lawrence D. Adams. Gray Beard Chronicles is just our branding.
Okay, Lawrence D.
Lawrence Adams. Lawrence D. Adams. Gray Beard Chronicles is just a branding that I use for my videos. But,
so how do you want me to refer to you as? Lawrence D. Lawrence D. Adams?
Yeah, Lawrence D. Adams.
All right, got you.
So that's a good question. I really don't talk about it because, as same as you, I'm very private. And so what happened was I was married at one time, got divorced. Then I jumped into another marriage right after that. And so I had 2 kids with the first, and I jumped into a marriage, didn't listen to the preacher, what was her uncle who know the game. And we ended up moving to Atlanta. And I'm working 2 jobs. She's trying to work, and she wanted to go into the music industry because Atlanta at that time was music industry, which it still is pretty popping. So what happened is she wanted to bring a producer. We had two a spare bedroom. She wanted to bring the producer's equipment into our spare bedroom. So I'm working, and they're singing and whatever. So I come home one day. I come home from work, and there's no dinner for me.
Okay.
What happened to the dinner?
Right.
I gave it to, he was hungry. I went,
what? Your wife?
You know what? I immediately, I contacted my grandmother because she's the one out, I said, Grand, this what's going on. She said, what you need to do is don't say nothing, lay low, stack your money. So sure enough, I began to stack my money, paid all the bills, make sure she was good, never said a word, kept it real fluffy, kept it real light. So we ended up getting into it. I mean, like a fist fight. We ended up getting into it.
Wow.
Police came out.
Wow.
Police came out. I said, listen, all I did was put her to the ground. You can look at me. I'm physically, she scratched me up, whatever the case may be. They said, sir, you got to leave the premises. I said, look, my name is on the lease.
It don't matter.
And what happened is, because this was in Marietta, Georgia, I can tell this Marietta, Georgia. I ended up staying in the when you go look at an apartment, they show you the rental, how the apartment will look when it's set up. I ended up staying there at night. So what happened was, that was the turning point. I said, you know what? I got married second time this fast. Something is wrong with something I need to adjust in me. Something I don't know. And all the old men that I've been around that was in the game and things like that, it didn't click in until that moment. I remember walking to the library and begin searching for answers on what I need to do to adjust I realized the issue wasn't her. We ended up getting divorced, of course, but I had to adjust myself because I was in such a state of shock. I'm here in Atlanta with I have family there, but not close family, cousins. I said I made an adjustment. The moment I made that adjustment, my game began to shift because I began to read content like crazy. I began to digest. Not only did I read, I began to apply like crazy.
Say it again. Action.
I began to apply like crazy. So this is club down in Atlanta called it was not there anymore. I can't think of it. It's one compound 112. It was another one, Vegas, called Vegas Nights. So my cousin's like, you got to go out, man. You got to go meet some girls. So what I would do is I would apply what I've learned from different books and things like that. I would go to the library. I would go to the bookstore over on Cobb Parkway. So anybody from Atlanta would know Cobb Parkway. I would go over there, go to the Barnes and Nobles, picked up Tyreek's book. I would pick up this book. I got a book here. I need to talk about how to white train. Things like I begin to digest. When I begin to digest, and not only did I digest it, I began to apply what I learned. My game changed immediately. My interaction with women had changed immediately. My cousins and his friends like, how are you doing this? I said, listen, it's a change in mindset. It's a different way of approaching. And that started my journey to coming out of blue pill and coming into red pill and adjusting. Has it been easy? No, it has not been easy. I don't care what nobody says, it's not easy because you've been programmed this way for so long. So now to come out of it and to approach a different way, it's amazing. And the respect that I have for myself first, and then realizing that I'm the prize, something I teach my two sons. Now they see it lived out in front of them makes the difference. So that's definitely. Now, and the interesting thing in all of this, when I see my ex-wife, my first ex-wife and I, we on good terms, lovely. When I see that second ex-wife, it's interesting because she thought I was going to die. I'm gonna tell you right now, I came back to Cleveland shining like a star because I said, you know what? I was not going to allow you to hold me down. And I'm telling you that my life has changed from that point. So that's an excellent question.
Hey, that was some dope commentary right there. So look, so in honor of football season, right? Boom. This is freestyle game I'm giving you right now. So red pill quarterback. Bam, you the quarterback now. So get my man.
Yes, sir.
Get my man Mansion Attraction. I don't know the name behind his name, whatever you want to add. And then after that, you're gonna be the quarterback, man. Ask me something. Get my man.
All right, Mansion.
The question, man. Something you might.
Mansion Attraction? You? Yeah, how you said you 17?
What's the question?
The question is, damn, at 17, like with you having the knowledge that you have, what's the word I'm looking for? What reception? What's the difference between your other peers and yourself that you notice the difference between, the reception you get from women, the type of knowledge you have, and the type of other 17-year-olds don't have the same knowledge as you. So what's the difference in reception that you see that they get from the women compared to what you get?
Yeah. Well, since I'm in high school, the majority of other guys my age have no clue what they're doing. They do the typical protocol. Oh, treat her with respect. Just be yourself. Be really nice. Stuff like that. And
right.
I don't like to share what I know with people that I'm really close with. Or I share it with a few people that I'm close with, but I don't share it with many people because, like many people that I know in my school, because it's so far more advanced than other people. And half the time people will just be like, that's not true. That's way too complicated. That's not true. Girls.
I got 40-year-olds still telling me that, man. Go ahead.
I know. It's just like, bro, you don't have to believe me. I don't care. I know it works. So so instead of trying to tell people that this stuff works, is I see my other friends and my other guys go out with girls. I'll be on like a double date with them, and I'll just like be able to pick out in my head everything they're doing wrong, and I'm just like, yeah,
Exactly.
this is gonna work out. My friend had this really hot girl that liked him for like 2 weeks or whatever. He got in with her, they had a thing or whatever, and then he started being a pushover, and I was like, dude, this isn't even a month.
Pussy started drying up. Go ahead.
Yeah, they ended up having a thing for only like 2 days, and it ended there. And I was like, I so called that. I knew exactly what was going to happen. And it's just like, instead of telling people all this stuff and like, oh, you have to believe me, this works. First of all, I like to keep myself ahead of everybody else. And I also see that when I actually use my stuff and it works, girls are like, how the hell did you get that girl? Or guys are like, how the hell did you get that girl, dude? She's so hot. Or like, oh my God, her ass is huge. And I'm just like, dude, it's all in the mindset.
Yeah.
And then people are just like dumbfounded. And I just love seeing that on people's faces. It's so fun.
That's dope. Quarterback, go. Shoot. Who you got, me?
Say that again?
Ask me some shit.
I got to ask you one follow-up question, though.
Go ahead.
I got to ask you one follow-up. No, hold on. I got one more follow-up mention. I got to know, man, go through, a divorce or whatever before they become red pill. You're young and you have this mindset, man.
Can you repeat that last part? You were like cutting out.
Yo, can y'all hear me good now?
Yeah.
Yeah. What I was saying is usually people have like, a long-term relationship or a divorce or something like that before they turn red pill. How the hell are you so young and you're not programmed? Like, how did you avoid the programming of the blue pill?
Right. Well, I mean, obviously I did get that from the beginning because everybody gets that from the beginning. And I got into freshman year of high school, and honestly, I was watching a YouTube video, just like a random YouTube video. And you know how those ads before the YouTube videos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of them was this interesting video about the concept of pre-selection, which is what I talk a lot about. And it talked about this book called The Tao of Badass by Joshua Pelletier. And at first I'm like, this is a scam. This can't be real, whatever. So I look up some reviews and people are like, oh, this shit works. This shit's so true. And I'm like, huh. So I try to find a free version online and I can't.
Of course.
So and then I'm like, you know what? People are saying this is changing their lives. I'm just going to buy it. So I spent $67.
Invest in yourself. Yes.
Yeah. So I spent that $67. I read that entire book. I took notes on every single little thing. And it was just so fascinating to me how it all worked. So I started reading other books like Attraction Isn't a Choice by David D'Angelo and Double Your Dating by David D'Angelo, and seeing different stuff from this account called The Attractive Man. And I just I got so ingrained in it. And now I have a Google Docs page or a document where I have over 100 pages of notes. Where I just took notes on all that shit. And it's just so fascinating to me because I love the idea of being able to control different social situations without other people being in charge. Like, I can see social situations lay out in front of me and exactly how they're going to work. And especially with girls. And it's just I love seeing people's faces, and I love when people come to me for help because I love giving help and I can't help myself.
It's almost wizardry. Once you get the knowledge, it's almost wizardry, man.
Yeah.
It's like magic.
Well spoken.
Yo, Afi King, I got a question for you, man. What do you love most about traveling, man? Cause I know you definitely one of the people on this panel that travels, man. So tell me one place you like to go to, and tell me in general what you like about traveling.
Traveling. I've been traveling since I was 20. What I like the most about it, it's refreshing. It's the best way for me to reset, because when you get caught up in routine, you go to work, you see your friends, you see your girlfriend, you work, whatever it is that you do, your gym, it becomes routine. And once you get into a routine, you get so in tune with it that you miss out on life. So traveling straight from that, man, because you get to see people from different backgrounds and just their, like when you go to the third world countries, people are outside and people are outside back at home, but you can just tell that they just have no worries, man. They're not worried about Facebook and fucking gold chains and shit. They're worried about family, hanging out. And like my boy Talleyrand, he said him and his, he used to be barefoot. Like when you grow up like that, it changed your whole outlook on life and it makes you appreciate this.
Absolutely.
And I feel like us as people, we miss out on that. Just like guys with girls. Guys want girls so bad, and no one likes to fail, don't get me wrong. But at the same time, is if you change your mindset, you'll actually learn from the process and you'll see improvement in yourself. And when you see improvement in yourself, you'll continue to aspire to grow.
Absolutely. So what's your favorite place to visit, man, to travel to?
Right now, I think I want to say I like Thailand, man.
Really?
Yeah, and I like Belize too. I could live in Belize. It's just really.
So between Thailand and Belize, where would you recommend my next trip be?
Thailand.
Thailand.
They gonna make you feel so good out there when you just walk around and shit, man. It's crazy.
Well, it's funny you say that because my brother actually recommended that I go to Thailand also.
Say it again.
I said my brother also recommended that I go to Thailand.
Yeah, man, go to Thailand. I'm telling you, man. You just feel it, man. You just feel it. I'm telling you, like it's just a different thing over there, man. And people bow at you, and they're so kind. And they just make you feel so good, and everybody's so courteous. Everybody's smiling. They know hip hop there. People speak English.
Nice.
The bitches are fine. Like,
really? Are they receptive to foreigners?
Yeah, they like black guys. I don't know. They might not like no. You know what? They'll like Attraction Mansion too. See, he can put a game early, man, because you're gonna be hearing all this shit, and you're gonna be wanting to do it earlier than what you would if you wasn't.
That's true. I definitely wish I started traveling at a younger age.
You just came back from Colombia.
Yes, sir. Oh yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, I went out there for a quick trip. Man, that's damn near my second home now, man. But I really need to start finding someplace else to go because the first time I went out there, man, I had such a good time. The people are great. The food is excellent. But I have nothing bad to say. Like I've been there at least maybe 7 times. Never had any aggression. Never had no issues, no nothing out there, man. With police, with the locals, with women, with nobody. Everything's a green light, man. So because of that, since the first time I went to Colombia, I haven't gone anywhere else, man. Now I think about it. Besides like a Toronto or like, you know, you said what? This chick that I met out there, a few times ago, she's actually a Colombian fashion model, and she's actually doing fashion designing also. So she got called in for Fashion Week to display her line, her fashion line. So I said, "Fuck it, man. Let me hop on the plane and go support her." So she appreciated that. She showed me her appreciation for that.
You want to hear something funny?
What's that?
This is expert level game right here. See, I set you up for a stunt right there.
Oh yeah, good looking. That's why you my bro, man.
So y'all heard what he said. Oh, he just got bitches in Colombia. He his bitch in Colombia fashion show. You know. Oh yeah, that's just what I went there for. Yeah. Oh yeah, one of my bitches in Colombia. That's what I'm saying. See how stupid y'all sound when y'all be stressed.
You stressing the local bitch. The local bitch with 3 babies and 4 baby daddies, man. I can't do it.
See, I ain't texting you back, but this man just said, "Oh, I just had to go to Colombia, Medellin, to go to one of my bitches
real quick
that I met out there previous times before." Oh
yeah, real quick.
No, New York motherfuckers get the humor because y'all sorry.
Word. All of it. You understand? I don't be stunting like this in real life. I don't tell people my business, man. Like I'm a solo dolo is my AKA, man. When people see me, I'm 90% of the time solo dolo, man.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate my honesty, man, and the game that you're giving, man.
Word. Nah. It'll sink in time, man.
Y'all feeling the super friends, man? We got New York in the house, we got Wisconsin in the house, we got Oakland in the house, and we got Cleveland, Ohio in the house. All over.
Yo, I don't got the on me right now.
Old OG.
Look, me before. You know what I mean?
Got all of the shit. I'm telling you. So, Attraction Mansion, you quarterback now, man. Ask one of us a question, man. Lawrence, Red Pill Chauvinist, or myself. Bam.
All right. Lawrence, what do you think is the biggest like tip that you can give like young people that are first getting into this? Like, what do you think is the biggest tip to motivate people to get into this and be able to stick with it?
Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen, man. So what's the other one you said? Girl Scout? Presidential.
Wait, Lawrence, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Lawrence,
Yeah,
you here?
Girl Scout with G. Never heard of that.
Everybody
Yeah. Girl Scout with G. That's the piece you gave me before.
Red Pill, mute your mic real quick.
No. You're right.
Okay.
It was a cookie.
Red Pill, mute your mic.
Can you hear me now?
Lawrence.
Yes, sir.
Okay, he asked you a question. I didn't hear it because Red Pill he was talking to his homies in the background and shit.
You want me to
Ask
repeat
him
it?
again, man. I'm gonna mute my shit.
Okay. Great.
Do you want me to repeat it?
Yes, please.
All right. I was just asking you, what is the number one tip that you would tell young people or people who are just getting into game to keep them motivated and like make sure that they know there's hope and there's a reason to change and that it's not all for nothing?
Wow, you asked a hard question, and the reason, and it's interesting that you would ask that. I have 2 kids. My oldest son will be 18. My other one will be 16 in January 1st. So it's really talking to them. So I guess the biggest thing I share with them, the biggest thing I taught them since they were little, that they were the prize, and that once they realize that they're the prize in this interaction with women, that their interaction will begin to change. And it's funny because right now I can see in their interaction, they're taking that mindset. So I guess the biggest thing is the mindset. Once you begin to embrace this mindset that you are the prize, or that this is your world, and that the people are coming into it and women are coming into it, it begins to change everything about it. Please understand, it's deeper than just getting women and pulling off women and having all the sex in the world. It's about creating a whole world that fits you. And so I think that's the biggest mindset I think that a lot of young people need to embrace now, because they've been told opposite. So when I share with my 2 sons, that's what I share with them. The importance of realizing that this world is yours. You are the master of your world, your universe. So the women are just second, they come along. But once you carry yourself in such a way, so I'm gonna give you an example. What I do is I have my sons walk with me in the mall. I say, look, you walk like you own this mall. And what happens is people look at them like, why are they walking like that? But it also attracts people, and now it gives them opportunity to talk or to share what they need to do.
Fire
so that's
game.
what I'm saying is, hello?
If I say a fire game, that's all.
Oh, okay. So that's the biggest thing right there. The importance of knowing that they are the prize. I've been instilling them since, and I've been saying this, the other thing, for someone that's my son 16 and 17, 18, I said that you're here for a purpose. Once you realize that you're here for a purpose, you will begin to change immediately what you do and how you handle situations. So I guess that's the biggest thing I can share to keep you in this, and realize that the benefits of this, it's going to astonish you, because it does not just apply to women. It's apply to life, money, business, and everything else. Once you have this mindset, like you said earlier, you watch how social constructs happen. You begin to, I don't like to use the word manipulate, but you begin to control different social constructs and for your favor, and you'll see the rewards of that.
Yeah, and I can attest to that, because even in high school, I've already seen that playing out. It's definitely something you want to learn. So
y'all got a lot of game right there. Attraction, I'm gonna call him Wiz Kid. That's what I call him. Y'all can call him Attraction Action. Wiz Kid, you the quarterback, man. Shoot one out for me, Red Pill, or get a question in the chat. Go.
All right. I'll go Red Pill, and then I'll go you last. Red Pill, what Or are you good on body language concepts, kind of?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right, beautiful. Yeah, absolutely. I believe what do you call that? Communication is over 90% body language.
Yep, I agree. What would you say are the most important things for the audience to like know about body language when it comes to attracting women?
Oh, you mean for yourself or for reading it in women?
For what your body language is when you're talking to the woman.
Well, number one, I wouldn't stand directly in front of a woman because it could seem I don't know, too aggressive. I usually like to stand to the side of a woman when I'm talking to her. Also, I don't like to stand in front of them because it makes it seem like they're the prize, you know. But as far as body language, I would definitely have a straight posture. Make sure that that's a straight posture, but I also would want to be loose. I don't want you standing like you're standing in front of Buckingham Palace or anything like that. But don't slouch. Definitely don't slouch. Eye contact is very important, but I wouldn't be a creep and standing up into a woman's eyes for 5 minutes straight. But definitely strong eye contact, strong posture. Well, like Ron Will says, if you work out, that shouldn't be a problem when you're standing next to a woman, because if you work out, your posture should be straight, your back should be straight, your chest should be out, all the things that women are attracted to. So if I was to say anything about body language, it would definitely be back straight, chin up, eye contact.
Yep, I agree 100% with what you said. Not a single thing I would change at all.
And also have a little sense of humor. Like sometimes people think they got to be serious and they got the killer face. Like, nah, I'm not saying I'm not saying you should be a clown, which is saying all your teeth within the first 30 seconds. But definitely have a sense of humor. Be serious. Look no nonsense, but also look like you have a sense of humor. Don't seem like you're only one-sided. You know what I'm saying? Try to show different sides of yourself within that first meeting, within that first interaction.
Everything you said is exactly what I've read and exactly what I've heard throughout my research. So yeah, that's funny.
Nice.
I got something for that. Let me throw something out there. Right?
Yes, sir.
This is Lawrence Dion. So
yes, sir.
I was in Atlanta. It was this chick that I met in IKEA. So you're talking about body language. So I'm shooting my game, shooting my gift, and what I noticed was her foot. Pay attention. Her foot was pointing towards me.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
So once I noticed her foot was pointed towards me and not away, I kept going. We went on a date that day. We went to California Pizza in Atlanta Station. The next week she came over. Do you know what happened after that next week? We did what we needed to do. We did.
Absolutely.
She became my girl for 3 years after that because I paid attention to her body language. Mm-hmm. And so I want to definitely throw that in there. Just that simple nuance of seeing that her foot was pointed towards me, I knew that I was already in there.
So there you go. See, before I was describing body language for the male, but as far as the female, you are absolutely right. Definitely look at which direction her body is facing towards. I mean, like her chest, like you said, maybe her feet. But if she's pointing away from you, then she's probably not that interested. If she's just looking at you and the whole body's facing away, nah, not so much. Because I've noticed that sometimes I could walk up to a chick in a club or a lounge, whatever, and their body's facing not necessarily towards me. But within the first 90 seconds of the conversation, or maybe I crack a joke or whatever the case may be, you'll see her body language like switch and turn towards me. Once I see her body language facing and her energy's facing towards me, I know I got the green light. Now I'm just playing Phil Jackson after that.
Yeah, dude. I also agree. There's something like whenever I do it is I try to match their body language so that you never come across as too needy. Because if you're matching theirs, you'll never come across as needy too. I think that's important for people to know. Yeah, and then Afi.
Look at this, man. See, look, you on the panel and you get an interview you get an interview experience. Now you got your own panel now. See what we doing here? We learning from each other right now.
Exactly. Right? Each one teach one, man.
That's what I'm saying. It's a whole nother vibe over here, man.
All right.
It's the Super Friends vibe. Go ahead.
All right, Afi. What can you say about the different tests that women give men and how to make sure you pass them to gain attraction?
I got some expo level game for you. I'm about to lace you, youngster, real fast. You better be lucky you on this panel right now. Shit, I'm about to tell you because I already know it's not what you think I'm gonna say. I already know. So what do I think about the testing shit women give you, and how do I go about passing them?
Yep.
Start off testing myself. I don't have to worry about a woman's past if I'm the one I'm the one giving the test, right? I'm the one teaching. She's following I'm testing her. She don't even get a chance. I'm pre-qualifying her when I meet her. I'm already feeling, do I like her? Is she broke? Is she gonna be a problem? That's how I'm looking at it. And that's the difference right there. I don't have to pass no test. I'm testing you. You know?
Yep. I agree.
And when I'm testing them from the gate, they're already in approval mode to pass tests. They don't even know they're being tested. But when I'm throwing shit out there, when somebody throws something at you, you try to catch it, right? I'm out. Who said that today?
Yes, sir. 100.
All right, Lawrence, man. All right, quarterback Lawrence, go.
Okay, this is Lawrence. Oh, this is a question I have for my young dude. I know you I hate that part being young, but in your readings and what you've been studying, what you've been going through, what would you say? What would you see yourself in 20 years in this game?
In this game, honestly, I'm one of the people who I originally did this because I wanted to make sure that I didn't end up being like 40 years old and alone. Oh wait, Red Pill, can you mute?
Oh, hold on, my bad.
Thank you. But I was one of the guys who was going into it because I wanted to make sure that when I was in my 40s and 50s or whatever, that I had a stable relationship, because I want to have a wife and I want to have that relationship in the future. And I realized that as I learn now, I can experiment with all these different girls and have my fun in the younger years. But then in 20 years from now, I'd like to see myself married and in a stable relationship. And I've also done a decent amount of research on like how to make sure you maintain that relationship and keep everything going smoothly and don't let the attraction die out, because as you know, probably about 50% of marriages end in divorce nowadays. And I don't want to be one of those people. And yeah, that's just my mindset on that.
That's a good outlook to be planning out like that, because once you begin to get this experience at this level, when you go to choose a wife, you have a better understanding, a better repertoire of how to choose one, versus if you just start off the gate and say 17, 18, 19, and you just choose the first girl and you marry, you have no experience on how women are. So that's a good way of looking. And I think a lot of young guys really need to hear that. They need to go and experience different women, not just American, but just experience women on a whole. So that's good.
Yeah, it's all practice. So,
correct.
Yeah.
My dude in New York, Long Island. I lived in the Bronx for a while, so I know you know.
Yes, sir.
So
yeah, New York is a whole different beast. Go ahead.
Yeah. I lived in the Bronx, Fordham Road.
Woo! The Bronx. The Bronx and Staten Island, the two boroughs I barely go to, man. It's too crazy out there. Go ahead, dog.
So my question to you, now you made the shift from blue pill to red pill, and now you're on your journey to where you're going. Same question to you, but it's going to be a little bit different. Is where do you see this taking you, say in 5 years? I gave him 20. I've given you 5. Where do you see this? How do you see this evolving around you? This knowledge.
Well, I grew up in a 2-family home. My parents are still married, 45 years, whatever the case may be. So if you had asked me this question 2-3 years ago, my answer would be probably similar to the whiz kid. But now, after all this knowledge, this red pill mindset, in 5 years, I see myself still on my purpose, achieving new goals or completing old goals, but basically focusing on myself, to be honest. I'm at a point now, and everything I'm saying as far as North America is concerned, because these ideas can change easily in a foreign land. Like right now, I can tell you that I don't see myself getting married. I don't see myself having children because I'm not going to 40. I know I look young, but I'm not going to 40. So I don't know if I want kids with an American woman, worrying about child support, so on and so forth. So the idea of that in North America is almost out the window. But in 5 years, to be honest, 5 years, I see myself living outside of North America, man. With all this traveling that I'm doing, all the love that I get when I travel, all the relaxation I get, the therapy that I feel, I could see myself having a dual citizenship somewhere else. That's what I'll say. I really can't see myself in one place forever. So I can see myself in 5 years with a dual citizenship somewhere else. Maybe, not maybe, a couple in different places have different, I don't want to call them wives, because I don't ever see myself signing a marriage license, but having women in different countries playing that wife role for me and just basically enjoying life, man. Because before my goal was to, have a retirement plan, have X amount of money saved up, so on and so forth. And now it's all about, saving my money, but saving my money to travel and to do whatever the hell I want. Because like you, Lawrence, I wasn't necessarily married, but I played house with the woman for about 7 to 8 years. And if that's the closest thing to marriage, then thank God I never signed the paperwork, because if I did, I don't know where I would be right now, man. But yeah, in 5 years, I see myself with dual citizenship, multiple wives in multiple countries, and doing whatever the hell I want, whenever the hell I want.
That's a good synopsis of what you said. Really good synopsis. So I'm going to hit you, Alfie, with this one. So, in your tender of traveling and being with women inside of America and outside of America, what would you say was the biggest challenge when you went to a foreign country and approaching the women there with the language barrier?
Man, you gotta hear. I got a story time, man. And basically, I was in Miami, and I was able to have sex with this woman who didn't speak English by drawing on the paper, right? And using my body language. So there are no barriers with me, man. I know who likes me. Even a woman can't interpret, just like a baby can't interpret all the time what they want to say, but they know how to show you by their movements, by their body language, by their gestures. So even if a woman don't speak English, I know how to make her feel. If she like me, put it like this: if a woman really like you, the fact that y'all speak, that shit ain't gonna matter, man. She gonna make it work, just like how you will make it work. It's the same kind of thing, man. So, and then I don't have fear of rejection either. So it doesn't really mean anything to me. Like if a situation happened to where it was all bad, I wouldn't really care, because I just put my shit out there. You know what I mean? I have abundance, man. I just move to the next one. And that whole attitude and energy makes it easy. It's attractive from a woman. Yeah.
I think that's interesting that you even say that about how there's really no barriers. The only barriers there really are is the barriers that we create in our own self. And that when you want something, you can have it. And that's a way of a king. When he wants a piece of bread, he summons whoever, the baker, to bring the bread to him. And that's the same attitude and persona that we get to have when we are actually approaching these women. We have to come in and that's what you did. And it had nothing to do with the language. It had nothing to do with, you drew a picture in body language, and you probably, I don't know what you drew, stick figures or whatever, 2 stick figures doing it, but she got the message. And I think that's what a lot of people don't realize. There's really no barriers. There's only barriers really are is what we create or what we've been taught or programmed.
Hold on, Lawrence, real quick. See, for one, look what kind of level of game and conversation y'all getting. Y'all know how boring these streams be. If I was a watcher, I'd be hella happy right now. Y'all heard hella shit. And for two, let me just address McCain, who was using DR to communicate. Yeah, I use Google Apps too. I mean, not Google Apps, Google Translator. But this was like in 2011, so that shit wasn't popping then. We didn't have that then. So I just wanted to, before I can write the shit. Yeah, let's get that clear. And that's just because I've been doing it that long. My bad. That was so many years ago. No, it wasn't Memorial Weekend either. It was just cuz. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, now my shit. I wouldn't do the drawing and shit now because now there is Google Translator. But back then, you see how I made it happen? See how I made that happen? See, that's how that's. So go on ahead. It's a good question. I want everybody to answer real quick though. So Lawrence,
what's the question?
Is Minister Jap? McCain, I seen that drop. I didn't watch it yet, but it says Jap had a drop today, and it was about the cheat codes for women. And he said his was compliment cock in conversation was the cheat codes for him. So for y'all, starting with you, what's the cheat codes to the shit? Just give your three. Give three.
Cheat code.
I don't want to swagger him all the way. So he did 4. We're gonna do 3, but that means they gotta be 3 effective ones.
Cheat code.
It's gonna really be like 7.
Well, when you say cheat code, what you mean? Like, because all I keep thinking about is the mindset. Because once you have the mindset, everything else falls into place.
True. I guess what are your okay? Well, I'll rephrase this question.
Okay.
As far as being the cheat codes for women, like what are the 3 things that gives you the advantage? Bam. Even better question.
Listen, I mean, first thing that came to my head is understanding women. Once you know how women function and you know why they function the way they do, then it definitely becomes it turns from checkers to chess after that. Because because women are emotional, you know, once you learn how to control their emotions and why they react the way they do, then you can then control the situation to what you want it to be. So I would say, understanding women.
That's what's up. Understanding yours. So, attraction matching. You know what? Yeah, I'm just calling you WizKid. It seemed like attraction matching. If I say it too many times, it's gonna create one super long word. And I ain't the one to talk because my shit's called dominance. But see how mine are syllables. Attraction mansion. It's like that's like a Nas flow. But WizKid, they can come up with their own name. They can call you Attraction Matching. They can call you Nate Dogg. I'm gonna call you Wiz, man. That's my nickname to you. You can call me a nickname. You can Fee or whatever the fuck, as long as it sound cool. I'm a judge it. You just can't make the nickname. I gotta approve of it first. You got to know what it is, and then.
I feel.
So what's your cheat code though?
My. Do you want me to say 3?
Or you could just say your main. You know, I don't know what your main emphasis, because your main emphasis may be 3 things, or it could just be one main one too. So.
Well, I mean, obviously, like I agree with what the guy from New York said. I forgot his name, but I completely agree with what he said, that it's all like a mindset and stuff. But within that mindset, I have different things that I like to do sometimes. I'd say, I mean, there are a lot of different things that I like to use to separate myself, but the number one thing I like to use is called negative body language, and like the hot and cold method, because I like to make a girl feel good about herself, like compliment her a little bit and stuff, and like touch her and make her think you're really interested. But then I just like turning away and kind of like pretending like I don't give a shit about her, or just walking away and talking to someone else kind of at like the height when she's like really into it. You just kind of just like walk away and talk to someone else, because it just leaves her hanging and she just wants you so bad. And when you know how to do that, it's like a game. It's so fun. So I definitely say negative body language, being able to know when to turn away and stuff. That's my favorite.
Y'all getting some fire ass fucking flame games, man. Y'all can't donate, man, because it'll be a super chat up in here. But hold on, let me do something real quick, because we are a family now. Like I said, I know y'all are individual, but we got to get each other's names. Bam.
I agree.
So
I agree.
Okay, so red. See, look, this is fun. Red. Holiness. You gotta say everybody's name or what you want to call them. So then that could be your nickname to him, and I ain't gonna say it unless it's
all right
on my jacket.
Lawrence D. Adams. You mind if I just call you Lawrence D?
That's good.
All right. I like WizKid. You mind me calling you WizKid?
Nah, it's all good with me.
All right, and we got Afi King, man.
All right, cool.
Listen, for myself, you can just call me Solo Dolo. If Red Pill Chauvinist is too hard, just call me Solo Dolo.
I don't like that. I'm gonna still call you Red Pill.
All right. What about Lawrence D and WizKid? What's more comfortable for y'all? What would y'all like to call me?
I like calling you Red Pill. Is that good?
That's fine with me. Lawrence D.
Red Pill, got the red hat on.
Say no more. Then we got it. Alfie King, WizKid, and Lawrence D.
All right. Did we clear everybody? Lawrence D, I think you gotta do yours, I think. Let me see.
Sure, no problem. So my main thing, I am a social experimenter. So what I do is I sit back like a snake on the ground. This example given to me by my mentor. He said there's an example of a tree, of a bird in a tree, and the snake is on the ground. When the bird catches the snake's eyes, the bird begins to fly uncontrollably into the snake's mouth. And so that's how I am.
Pay-per-view content.
I am like a snake. I sit back and watch. And I strike. And when I strike, it's like it's a death strike. And then I wait for the prey to slowly die. And so that's what I do. So a lot of what I do is mental. So right now, even as we're talking, I'm messaging this young lady now, and I am mentally having her. She told me right now, as we're on this, oh, I want to have a threesome with you. I am mentally stimulating her to the point where I just text her back. I said, I want you at work tomorrow thinking about me, dripping wet. And I left the sentence incomplete, which WizKid talked about. It's called an open loop. It's called an open loop. So I left an open loop. So she's going to ask me, well, what else? So I do mental gymnastics to women with my body language. With I'm a master at the language. I had women calling, pastor's daughter, let me emphasize that, calling from Mississippi, talk to me so I can come. I'm a master at that. Most people they talk about the other stuff. I can do all that, but I can get a woman to do magic tricks by playing in her mind.
Killing shit, man.
Jesus.
This ain't a fire group.
Jesus.
This ain't a fire click right here. Quit lying. Come on now. Where y'all heard that at? What who tell me who live stream you learned all that? Tell me who. Type it in the chat. Quit lying. Let's put it in the chat.
But just to piggyback off what Lawrence D just said, and me and you, Avi King, spoke about it. It's basically my mindset when I'm dealing with a chick, when I'm dealing with a chick nowadays, it's because I want to. It's not because, it's just she just happens to be around and I want some ass. Nah. At this point in my life, if I'm dealing with a chick, it's because I want to. With that being said, once I decide I'm dealing with a chick, my sole goal is to snatch her mind, body, and soul.
Jack, I had it muted.
Mind, body, and soul is the goal. Did I just rhyme right there? Yeah, we should have our own rap group, man.
Shit,
mind, body, and soul is the goal. Let's go.
Right now already. Shit, all these rhymes and words.
Word.
Yeah.
I know you're in that same tip, man. You take a chick's mind, body, and soul, and then she becomes obsessed with you, man. Not obsessed with, she's throwing bricks in your car or nothing like that, but she thinks about you all the time, if not often.
And the more you do it, the easier you can start doing it easier and easier.
That's how I do it now. That's my mindset. Like if I can't take your mind, body, and soul, it's like damn. Like sometimes I'm up for the challenge, but my main goal is mind, body, and soul, man. After that, everything else follows. There's no resistance after that.
Fire ass shit. This is fire ass shit on a Sunday, man.
How many people
put their channel in here too?
How many people are even talking about taking a bitch's mind, body, or soul, man? Mind, body, and soul. Pardon me, and soul.
They don't know it. They don't know it. They gonna know it now, and then they gonna make it seem like they already knew it.
They ain't gonna believe it. They're not gonna believe it, man. Too many times
I already knew that, but yeah.
Let me tell you how I came about this. I never really talk. It's funny I never talk about this. So this stream has really helped me express some of the things I don't talk about. Interesting. Years ago, I read the book Zhang, some of Zhang books, and some of the books on women's erotic books. And I wasn't reading it for the women. The reason women read them, I read it because I wanted to understand the language that was used in there and how the verbs and nouns were placed. And once I began to master that and begin to learn how to use it, I began to use it in my own language, or I began to use it like what I on Dating Online. I have a profile that's set up a certain way, but the language is set up a certain way that it automatically intrigues the woman. It causes her to have her emotions go up and down, and she's like, I don't know what it is about you. It wasn't so much how I looked. I think I look good, but it was because of the language that I use. And a lot of times, a lot of men don't know how to use that verbal game, that language. That's powerful.
Absolutely.
Hey, man.
Absolutely.
Y'all hear me?
But even what he said, that goes back to, listen, if you understand women, I think what I'm saying when I say understand women, if you can understand their emotions and like what he just said, what triggers them, basically, because you got to put a woman through an emotional roller coaster for her to, enjoy the ride. So once you know how to manipulate emotions and stuff, see, I got to look around because I'm at work and stuff like that, talking out loud. But yeah, once you know how to manipulate a woman's emotion, I think that's what you call charm. I think that's what charm is. Charm is, all right, who's the boss? All right, I'm about to go. A chick? All right, let me go turn my charm on and manipulate her emotions to get what I want. So bottom line is, once you understand women and you understand their emotions, what elicits their emotions, why they're emotional, so on and so forth, man, the game is chess after that.
This fire ass game. Can't y'all wait to do? The thing is, the more we do it, the tighter it's gonna get. This is the first one.
Yeah, right. we just getting comfortable with each other. We just getting comfortable.
Because I wanna salute y'all. This shit, because I've been doing this shit and I've been on hella panels. This shit is not easy. It's not easy to host or even easy to have motherfuckers flow. That shit is hard, man. And some people, it's their personalities, man. So for this shit to flow the way it is, man, that shit is tight. Everybody
asked a question, and Travis,
that shit is hard, man.
Travis Terrell asked a question. Give us the example of language and emotional triggers.
Emotional triggers.
Language and emotional triggers.
Well, just like WizKid said, I mean, I know one emotional trigger is bringing up daddy. Bring up daddy and see how she reacts to that. She smiles at first. See if she all of a sudden becomes upset. Just see how her attitude changes. So one emotional trigger that I like to use is daddy. Because I feel like once you have an idea of a woman's relationship with their father, whether it's none, whether it's distant, whether it's whatever, then again you could then decide what direction you want to move with her, and also how to manipulate her emotions also. Because all of a sudden you could become dad. Oh, you never had dad in your life? Well, I'm your dad now.
Dad, shout out to dad.
Can I add
something?
Sure. Go ahead.
I love what you said about the dad thing, but it also brings it back because one of the main things I like to talk about when I'm trying to build a connection with a girl is their childhood, because it makes them feel like they've known you for a long ass time. And so that always gets an emotional trigger. And always try to get her to use the word feel when you're talking to her. If she uses that word feel, it's going to connect to her emotions a lot more and it'll help you there. So that's my 2 cents.
That's what. So, hey, y'all make sure y'all go follow China White too. All of y'all on the panel too, because she got her own content. If you got up on this panel, that'd be fire. You can. I don't feel like playing the music though. That's the whole thing. China White got good drops, man. She got fire. Y'all follow her, man. She's a content creator herself and a good supporter. Wonder if she had the relationship with her father, how to move in. It's all good, baby. Yeah, but as I was saying, man, that shit hard. And as y'all, like Red Pill, when you start doing panels and shit, you gonna in Lawrence, you already know. And Whiz kid, you gonna learn. Lawrence, some of these panels be hard. Like I didn't have to sit on panels. I'd be like, what the fuck, man? And it just be too hella rules and just people and just how motherfuckers be getting into it, saying slick shit to each other.
Hey, yo, Afi, don't assume I'm just gonna hop into any panel, man. I hopped in on yours because you know me and you. I mean, besides Mr. Freeport, I really ain't been hollering at nobody else from the YouTube. I mean, but so if somebody randomly asks me to go on the panel, I can't do it, man, because like I said, I'm solo dolo. I'm not even used to rolling with, you know what I'm saying, other people. But the fact that Afi King, you know what I'm saying, basically said WizKid is good to go, Lawrence D is good to go. I said, all right, I trust Afi. But don't think I'm just gonna hop on any panel, man. Like I'm best solo, man. But I appreciate you putting me on this panel, and I appreciate the other people you got on this panel too, man.
Well, shit, fuck
definitely.
Hop on my shit only.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Be a good person. Shit, just motherfucker. I ain't mad.
No doubt.
Let me drop something I do, and I'm doing it right now as we talking about the language and the trigger. So what I do is we talked about it. I hope people catch it. I have women prove themselves to me. So I just had this woman. She just told me I'm going to read what she wrote. You would love me. You would love to feel my wetness dripping down on your while I'm on top of you, feeling every inch in the back of my walls till I reach the point of ecstasy, screaming your name. I said, really? Say, are you on Instagram so we can finish this hot conversation? But I don't believe that you can get that wet. So what I'm doing is when I say I don't believe that she'll get that wet, she's going to automatically try to prove to me that she can get wet. Please understand the game right there. You have to make them do something. So I'm saying I don't believe it. That's right there. Please understand that. I do it all the time. And the other thing was open loops. I start a story, stop it. WizKid talked about it at the beginning. He'll start something and then he'll talk about, well, the bicycle was going left. Then he started talking about grandma. It's open loops. They're going to automatically fall into, it's an old commercial. I'm revealing my age. They're going to fall into the gap. But what I did was I told her, I don't believe you can get that wet. Now we know what she's going to do. She's going to prove it to me. Please understand it.
I love you, fam. That's my OG. That's why I always say your name like that. Lawrence D. Adams. They talk with so much class and prestige. Say my name.
Listen, I can see from this panel, like I said, like a lot of stuff y'all saying, like it's my first time hearing out loud, you know what I'm saying, verbalized and all that, because I realized like from hearing this, and this is why I started listening to all these channels on YouTube, because I realized I was basically freestyling. Like everything y'all saying I was doing, but I didn't necessarily read a book about it. I didn't have nobody necessarily tell it to me. I just noticed after a while that it worked and I kept doing it. But to actually hear you guys say it and verbalize it as far as leaving open loops and challenging a woman. Like I remember doing that in high school. A chick was like, oh, I could do this, that. I was like, yo, I bet you can't suck my dick with honey on it. It's like, I bet I can. And I'm looking like, did that shit just work? Like she's really about to go suck my dick with honey? And I've been using that trick ever since. Like women love a challenge, man. Like, but yo, first of all, before I forget, let me say thank you to everybody, because I really appreciate the time spent here, the panel, the gems, the jewels that has dropped, man. So I appreciate everybody here, man. Just want to let everybody know that.